What do you get if you cross a German light tracked vehicle with a garden shed? Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, it's really good to have you with us. Right, mini crafts, Werkstattkraftwagen, RSO 1. So this is the Raup and Schlepper Ost light utility vehicle. It's the brand new kit from Miniart. It's the next one I'm going to be building. So there's the box, really nice box art, really puts it in context as what sort of thing it can be used for. Let's have a quick look through the instructions, have a look at a few sprues but not all of them, and then we'll get on to the build. Okay, so normal Miniart instructions. We'll come back to the painting guide, but it starts as it usually does with a sprue tree, which are really useful because it really does help you locate sprues and locate parts. So you know, don't dismiss them. I use them all the time. So you go. You can see it all laid out. There are some tracks and some wooden pieces, and the tool bench and the tools. And if you recognise those, they're from the other Werkstattkraftwagen they've done, which was the one based on like a coach. They also appear in the toolmaker's set as well. Okay, so the instruction is the chassis, and it's a like a bathtub chassis, which is nice. There's lots of building to be done. There's the engine. As you know, I really dislike making engines, and especially this one in particular, it really will not get seen because it all goes beneath the floor of the cab and the tool shed on the back. But we'll come on to that. There's the like the wheel assembly going on, and the doors get made up. There is tracks. Now I did think about 3D printing some tracks, but I think I am actually going to use the ones in the box. I think that would probably be more useful for you guys. And then there's the driver's cab. Now I can imagine that's going to be really greasy and dirty, and yeah, mucky. Lots of stuff lying around. So we'll try and personalise that a bit. I think you've seen me do that before with one, but we'll get some interesting details in there. Nice little horseshoe too on the front, which is nice. And then onto the rear compartment, which is, you know, my favourite wood. So we can do some nice wood effects. There's a little tool carrier with all the tools. There's the rear compartment being built. There's an air compressor, some toolboxes, an anvil, and then there's like a pillar drill. There's the tool chest, tool sort of workbench with drawers and a vise. Now I've always attempted to build this sort of model, and I've always given up because of all the small stuff to paint. But I'm determined that I'm going to do it, especially with you guys watching. So yeah, so really nice details, and then that's all surrounded in a tool shed, basically, and a nice ladder to get in and out. There are the doors going on. Gives you the choice to open or close, but I don't know why you would do it closed, because obviously the interesting bit of this model is on the inside. So anyway, you get 3 different paint schemes. This is Eastern Front Spring 43. Miniart always do really nice paint schemes, although they're quite difficult to work out because they're almost in context, so it's hard to work out the colours. That's another Eastern Front one, and then that one is in Poland. So yeah, I haven't decided which one I'm doing yet. Then these are really nice. So there's some posters here that you can cut out. I know on the box art it's got them pinned to the inside of the back doors. Yeah. Now for such a tiny model, and it really is only 4 or 5 inches long, you get an awful lot of plastic. But it's really nicely moulded. Loads of really nice details. Look at that vent on the back of the cab there, and how it comes through to the front of the piece as well. Really, really nicely done. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but just a few select sprues that I've picked out. There's some wood there. There's no wood grain on it. It is slightly textured, but no wood grain. Here's the lovely engine. Yeah, it's an engine. It's nice. It's all going to get hidden though. I'm not going to have the bonnet open, so you're not going to see it. Talking to the bonnet, they are really nicely moulded, the bonnets. I built the one from Das Werk a while ago, which is also on this channel, and I think this one is better, just by looking at the parts. So yeah, this is the shed. I'm gonna have to stop calling it that. You see all the nail holes are in there. It's really nicely done, and then nicely moulded on the inside as well. Really nice detail. Okay, here's the tool bench. And as I say, these parts have been borrowed from elsewhere, but they're still nice. They make up into a nice little model on their own. We do some nice wood effects on the top of that. Lots of greasy marks and stains. And then here are all the tools. There's the pillar drill on the top left, the vise bottom left. And again, these are all parts that, if you follow Miniart for a while, you would have seen these before. And then there's the anvil, and a nice G-clamp and a hand drill. Shovels, axes, saws, spanners, wrenches, oil cans. So a really nice, fully supplied workshop. There's the little air compressor, which again is a nice little kit in itself. Okay, let's move on to that's the toolbox. You can see there are some pliers and adjustable wrenches and that sort of thing. There's even some nuts and bolts moulded into the toolbox, which is a really nice touch. Okay, and onto the tracks. I've just pulled out the single links, and they're all moulded really nicely. There's no flash anywhere that I can see, so yeah, I think we're going to have some fun with this kit. And then here are these drive sprockets, and I don't know if you can see that, but they've got so much detail that they've got steer written on the center of the hub, which is amazing. Not that you're going to see any of it, because I intend for this one to be quite muddy. But it's a nice touch. And then you get a very small fret of photo etch. And you've just got the parts for the toolboxes, and then some spanners, and a few other small pieces. But if you don't like photo etch, oh, there's the horseshoe. If you don't like photo etch, then this is probably the Miniart kit for you, because there really isn't very much. And then finally you get one very small sheet of decals, just with a few markings on there, number plates and that sort of thing. Okay, on to the build. I'm not going to show the whole thing. I know some of you like watching me struggle to glue bits together, but it all falls apart when I start filming it. So there's the first bit of plastic cut out, which is how I like to start my build videos, and then we'll jump ahead to various bits. So here's the second side of the bathtub chassis going together. I'm just using Tamiya extra thin, and I almost like tack it in place, just get some glue on the piece just so it holds it really, and then I'll come in afterwards and I'll glue the whole seam with the glue. As you can see me there, just flooding the joints now. And then capillary action works really well on Tamiya extra thin, and it drags it into all the nooks and crannies and makes a really nice strong bond. So there you go, that's the chassis made up. All went together really well. With the drive shafts running through it, and there's the engine. It's not perfect. There's a few bits that I didn't put on, but it's not going to be seen anyway. So I really don't like engines. Here's the diesel tank, or the petrol tank, going together. And again, it's all about dry fitting it first, getting it lined up, and then, as I say, just a small amount of glue just to get the initial bit in the right place, and then you can come in and glue it properly. You see that's struggling to hold, but it will go. There you go. And then the other side. Now that went much quicker. And then the bottom goes in. Because this is upside down. It's a bit fiddly because you have to line it up with both sides. But there you go, once it's in place you can just run some glue along the seams and fix it in place. And then there you go, that's the chassis with the engine and the fuel tank all complete in a nice sort of sub-assembly. And that will probably do for this week. Next week we'll move on to the cab, and then hopefully we can start getting some paint on as well. So I hope you can join me then. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It should be a really nice, interesting kit, this one. Please like and subscribe. And if I'm the first to ask, if you could give me your hype points for the week as well, that would be good. And I hope to see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.